How can you improve your communication with educational AI? AI-powered education is next. Casey and I are here today, and we have a show and tell. And people are doing this all the time, but I'm not so sure people in education are doing it. And I watched 20-year-olds do this with AI, and I was really impressed. And then on a car ride home, I had some legal questions, and so I did this with chat in my car, and I didn't touch anything. I drove the car, but I asked questions, and chat responded to me verbally. And we had this wild verbal conversation all the way home for like 20 minutes and a complete documented record of all of what was said. So I could go back and look for resource links and that kind of thing. So Casey and I are here because we haven't really done this ever together. It's our first time. We're going to just like because that's what happens with teachers. We just walk in the door and say, let's try something and let's practice it and check it out before we let our learners do it. So that's what we're doing. We're test marketing it on each other and seeing how comfortable and uncomfortable. So Casey, what are your first thoughts before we start this?
Oh, this sounds so interesting. I love the idea of using the audio component of AI. I don't think that we tap into that enough. I think a lot of it is text
Well, first
heavy.
off,
And
that sounds like a really
oh,
fun and spontaneous approach, and I love it. It's great that you're just diving in and trying this out together. My role here is to make things as smooth and helpful as possible. So, whenever you have that educational question or whatever scenario you want to throw at me, just go for it. I'm here to make it a fun and useful demo.
Well, so Casey, I'm going to let you ask a question and we'll do what we can do and hopefully chat won't interrupt us too much, but we certainly want to hear what chat has to say. So, what do you have for chat?
okay. So I want to ask Chat about a specific
Sounds like a
lesson that
plan.
I
I'm ready whenever you are, Casey. Feel free to throw any question my way, and I'll jump in with whatever insights or answers you need.
so I got to get used to the timing of that. I would ask Chat today. I am going to start a new unit with my film study students, and it is all about AI, not necessarily AI, but about how technology has influenced film and media over time. So we go all the way back to 1910 and to today. So I want to ask Chat how much has technology influenced representation in media. So we'll talk about archetypes, and we'll also talk about how technology shifts like culture. So my question isn't very concise, and I'm wondering how chat might be able to handle that more complex thought that I have, and how I might be able to start this unit or even inspire my students to be interested in talking about this.
All right, chat, what do you have to say about it?
Well, it might say this is a fantastic chance to explore and just have fun with it. If you have any educational scenario or a teaching related question, just let me know and I'll give you my take. I'm here to help you to show off what AI can do in a classroom setting.
Well, my question, chat, is do you think you're hearing Casey's voice or are you just hearing my voice?
That's a good question. Actually, I'm just hearing your voice right now. So even though you and Casey are both there, from my perspective, it just sounds like one person talking to me. But I'm happy to answer anything either of you wants to know.
Okay, so Casey is starting a unit that deals with media, movies over time and about 1910 until present today, and how technology plays a vital role in that. And she's not really sure how she's going to engage the learners to talk about historical perspectives in media up to today and intertwine technology and even AI in it. So, what do you have for Casey and I? Do you have a suggestion for us?
Absolutely. That sounds like a really cool unit, and there's a lot you can do. One fun way to engage learners is to have them create a kind of timeline project where they pick a decade and explore how movies and media changed during that time. Then they can compare it to how we use technology and even AI today. It's a great way to bring in some hands-on activities and let them see the evolution of media. And of course, I'm here to help if you need any more ideas or specifics.
Chat, what if there was some pushback and learners didn't really like the whole history idea? How do you still engage them? I know a timeline is creative and a good idea, but how do you really hook those students that maybe have a dislike of history? How would you do that and intertwine it with theater and movies and history?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes history can feel a bit dry for some learners. So one way to hook them in is to tie it directly to something they love. For example, you could let them pick a favorite modern movie or show and then trace how the themes or technology in that movie evolved from the past. That way they're starting with something they enjoy and then working backward into the history. It's kind of like sneaking the veggies into the dessert. And of course, you can weave in theater by having them do a little performance or a skit, showing how media and storytelling changed. So it's a nice creative mix.
All right, thanks, Chat. We're going to let you just sit tight and be on hold right now since you can't hear Casey's questions. But we just wanted to showcase a little bit of how you work. And I know there's a little bit of lag time because you have to research and think and then put it together. When I did it in the car, it was pretty fast back and forth, but it was really like quick, easy, technical, not as many maybe a deeper questions as we're asking for here or on the fly. But now, Chad, if you're quiet, I'll talk to Casey. And Casey, what do you think when you hear that? Just walk us through what you're thinking as an educator.
Well, I think what's really great about it is actually like having time to, like my question was long-winded. My
Absolutely.
my
I'll
thoughts
stay
are
nice and quiet for now. I'm glad I could help showcase a bit of how this works, and I'll just hang out while you and Casey chat. Whenever you need me again, just let me know.
Thank you.
So I think it's cool to be able to allow me as a person who's like trying to process the things myself and trying to come up with ideas on my own to just kind of word vomit, right? And like put it all out there instead of like sitting down at a computer, kind of holding me to I don't know, like a sitting session, where I'm like sitting there
You're very
having to think
welcome.
and type
I'm glad I could be part of the conversation. Whenever you're ready to bring me back in, just say the word.
to read to engage in that, and I have to concentrate so much on my prompting to make sure that I've typed it correctly and all of that, whereas I feel like the verbal prompting can work really well with my way of communicating like naturally.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, I stopped her. I should have stopped her earlier. But anyway, yeah. So the whole I agree. When you're typing, you might rewind, like you might like, oh, I spelled that wrong, or I have to like like our heads are in a different zone. But when you're having a conversation, and it does, it's exactly what you're saying. It's just I don't know, it's something different, and it's smoother,
Mm-hmm.
and it's thought provoking, and I think sometimes maybe even I might be more prone to, oh, here it is, it's written. Look, this is the ideas. I might just, oh, I'll just grab that one, tweak it a little bit. But when
Mm-hmm.
it's, well, I'm still thinking about how I
Yep.
can add and tweak it. Is that what you're thinking too a little bit? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And then thinking about the output. So like it works really well for me to, if I don't have my idea solidified and I can just kind of talk through it, that's great for me as the person who's engaging in it. But then to get the response back, it really does feel like the brainstorming partner that I've always wanted, instead of like, here's a product, here's a thing, like you said, like just take this and now go. And instead it's more engaging, I guess, to say, not quite what I was thinking. Here's more of what I want. And it's not really, again, like giving me a product, because sometimes I think we're too centered on that. And that's what students, I think, are also centered on, is like thinking that they can only use chat as give me a product, give me the essay, give me the answer, give me this, instead of what it really could be, which is that thought partner, right? I think it's still a version of my own thoughts that are coming back at me. right? It's just maybe articulated differently or presented in a different way. And then it's doing that quick Google search that I would have done sitting at my computer again, like kind of stifled and sitting in just that one moment.
When I did it in the car, I was blown away. Again, when you watch somebody do it, and when I watched somebody, they were talking about furnishing their apartment and how they could buy certain blinds and curtains, and this is the space they had, and they had no sofa, and it kept asking them like, "What was your last apartment like, and what did you like and not
Mm.
like?" And it's just like so bizarre. So I thought, I'll try this, and again, it was like a legal question that I have no idea about at all, but it was so fast, and I was driving, and I really felt like I could, like there was somebody that was like a legal expert next to me. And I
Mm-hmm.
can see for now they're saying lawyers are a possible struggle because you can get chat legal help right there. But anyway, not a full need, but you get a lot more answers. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you think overall? You gonna try it?
I think I'm going to try it for sure. I think that this is a worthy avenue for me as an educator to try different things and maybe introduce it to my students when the time is right and when I feel like I can help them with the conversation tools. I think it's really great practice for my public speaking students also to say, how clear is your prompt? How clear is your voice? Articulation and pronunciation, and all of that can be checked through this too. It's definitely something that you and I have talked before about. How do we help students feel empowered with their own voice? And that's not just in writing, right? That's verbal, speaking, communication skills. And I think there might be a way to make this work.
Yeah, well, think about even just that you can load video. So what if you have a person giving a presentation, whether it's at the college level or somebody professional or a ninth grader, you give a speech on camera, you record it and then you put it into chat and see and ask it for how you're going to be graded via the rubric and see what it's telling you. Slow down, do this. Have you thought
Mm-hmm.
of that? I don't know. It's just an interesting way to do
Well,
it.
and also sometimes it's hard too to find strategies to help individuals with certain skills and abilities that we want to enhance. And it's like, okay, try this, and I might offer 3 4 different ways to get them to get into the piece a little bit differently or to write about something a little bit differently. But I think this can give us solutions and offer suggestions for how to improve, maybe at a different pace or more individualized than what I can offer sometimes to my speakers and students.
So we just wanted to give you like our messy walkthrough of playing with chat and trying to put it all together so that we could share how it works with you. And I can also say I do believe that it works much faster on a mobile device than on a computer. So that is also maybe helpful to you. So thank you for the
Good.
experiment. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.